Hello, boys and girls. We are nearing the end of our journey. Next up, Vampire Romance Novel Harbor. Look at those barges in the background of where I'm flying. You see that stuff? Like the oil things out in the middle of the ocean. All right, let's see what this place has got in store for us. Whoa! Oh, machine guns, machine guns. Not good. Ranged enemies are not good. At least I can charge them and flame them. Do they have scopes on those? I think they have scopes on those guns. Are these holes I can die in? Yes, that looks like muddy water. It's probably lava. After all, this is an industrial factory setting. I guess that's there could be some kind of symbolism underneath it. You know, like the American war machine. Especially, you know, because the United States was economy was most efficient during the industrial era, where there was the lower class was brought even lower. People working 12-hour days in factories, coming home to take care of 2 kids, and that still wouldn't give them enough money to do so. And then other high times of the U.S. economy is during a time of war, obviously, because all these companies are producing these expensive goods and the government's paying for them, etc. Of course, I could just be pulling all of this out of my ass and none of it could be applied to this game. The directors was just probably thought, hey, bad guys, soldiers with guns. You know, you gotta take out the bad guys with the guns. They're threatening you. Got these little gems. I'm not having a repeat of last time with this. I'm checking every nook and cranny and making sure I nab all the gems. I don't want to miss anything. The reason why I missed the last one, whoa, big machine gun. Yeah, they do have scopes on them. But anywho, the main reason why I missed the gem on the last level that I did was because it wasn't a straight up gem you could see. It was not a gem. It was a metal box. The whole level was metal. Obviously, it blended in a little bit. There's another guy with another gun here. You can glide over his bullets. Okay, you can glide. You can glide over his bullets, as I was saying. You got a gun. You got a gun. Oh god, not good. At least there's more rats here. Does this one have a key, or what do I have to do? I guess I have to pilot a gun of my own at some point. I have to do something. There's some way to blow that open. Cosmos, I rescued him already too.
Thank you for releasing me.
And he gave me a little thank you for releasing me. Okay. How do I blow that up? There's nothing in the immediate area I can see. I'll charge you. Get blown up. That guy's got, whoa! That was dangerously close to my butt. You'd think that with as many guns and bullets and free time as these Norks have, they'd learn to aim at something. Especially when they have a scope. First of all, you have a scope on an automated rifle, and you're not even using it. That certainly doesn't help your case. Back in the day where you could have guns and shit and video games and still have an E rating. Man, is it just me? Or does it seem that, you know, kids these days are super babied? Like the most recent generation of parents are the biggest pussies. Like that's how it's been. It's been decreasing. And I'm not talking about oh, kids these days don't get mercilessly whipped by their parents, because that's fucking dumb. Kids who are parents who are current parents, they're like, oh god, my parents were beat me and look what I got. Well, yeah, but that's different. It's different. It's much different now. There are different ways to resolve issues now. Kids these days are smarter and maturing at a much faster rate. Scientific fact. It's just that this has, you know, a rating of E, and nowadays it would have a rating of T probably. And I'm like, why? It's still a kid's game. There happens to be guns in it. Guess what? Real life has guns in it too. You want to tell your kids guns exist? Well, that's dumb of you to do. Showing them a picture of a firearm is not going to keep them any safer. I'm sorry. In fact, the opposite is true. Because the first time they ever see a gun, and it's a real gun in person, they're not going to know what it does. Hang on, I should go back down here first. Stop. See, what you do is you flame that, the bridge goes up, and you supercharge down this. I probably didn't have to go up the entire thing, but you supercharge down this. You jump up off the ramp. Whoa, I jumped a little too high there. I don't know if... Yeah, I shouldn't have kept going. That was dumb of me. But you know, while I'm on the subject, I don't mean to, you know, be all preachy about this kind of stuff, but also, sex education. If you think that sex education shouldn't be in schools because it encourages kids to have sex, guess what? The moment your kid is 12, regardless of what gender they are, unless they're asexual, which I do know many asexuals, if you're anything but asexual, they want to put their dick in something, even if it's like an inanimate object. Like, at some point in time, even under the age of 10, kids just start getting boners. Males just start getting boners. Ladies are like, oh, what does my vagina do? And they start Googling themselves in the shower because they don't know. Tell them what it does, they'll know what not to do. And even if they're going to do it anyway, at least they'll do it right so they don't put themselves in jeopardy. That's fucking stupid. You're going to tell the kids just not to do it at all. Guess what? That makes them want to do it even more. That's your own damn fault. This would have been a very good place to put extra gems, but... How about this one over here? No, nothing? Oh, a life, though! Ah, that paid off. Good thing I'm a nosy fuck, and I like checking every nook and cranny. Every Tom nook and cranny. Ooh. Oh, yeah, never mind. That's not lava. That is just shitty water because it's pouring out into the ocean. Another statement on them. Corporate America, man. Fuck you. Sorry, this episode seems like to be very oriented towards hippies and shit. Like, oh, very progressive thinking. Fuck old fucking Republican conservatives. Cletus!
Be on the
again.
lookout for North Commandos, Spyro.
They better be on the lookout for me.
He looks like he's made of stone. But yeah, we also rescued a Cletus before, if you recall. Be on the lookout of the commandos I've already been murdering along the way. Nope. Oh, yeah. Basically, you know what? I don't mean to, you know. One time, my aunt was being not very nice. She was being unnice to her kids. And it was very unreasonable. She probably had a rough day. She probably, you know, got told off at work or something. It's probably harboring very negative emotions because, you know, sometimes parents are frustrated with their day and they end up, you know, you have to deal with your kids at some point, especially when they're younger. Sometimes, you harsh their mellow. Kids are doing just whatever. They're perfectly fine. And then you see a parent start yelling at their kid. A lot of times I understand kids are super shitty. If a kid is like screaming in a public setting and the parent's not doing anything about it, it's not the parent's fault. Kids can just be shitty. But I know a lot of good kids that have shitty parents. And I'm not a parent and I wouldn't know the first thing about being one. But I'm not hesitant to tell you you're being a shitty parent. It may not be my place to tell you that. It's certainly not at all. Because, you know, I don't have experience. I don't know what it's like to have to do that. But if I had to, I know how I would go about doing it. I know how to handle certain situations. Because anywho, my aunt, and I almost said my mom. My mom's an angel. She didn't do nothing bad. She didn't beat me up when I was a little baby. I'm gonna die right here, I know it. I went back there to find rats, but whatever. And, you know, if I had been a parent, let's say whatever my cousin was doing, it was fine. She wasn't doing anything wrong. She was just being a kid. My aunt loses her shit on her, and I'm like, calm down, woman. And you know, at the time, I was the same age as my aunt. Or not my aunt, but my cousin. I think I was like 2 years older than my cousin. My aunt loses her shit on me. She's like, don't tell me how to burn my kids. Ah! And I'm like, bitch. You know? It was really shitty, and I'm like, wow, you are. I mean, you know, love my aunt and all, love my cousins, love my family. It's obviously none of my business what you do with your kids, how you raise them, etc. But I can see where a line is and at what point you have crossed it. Oh, I hate seeing stuff like that, and then you're gonna tell me that I don't know better than you. Well, I don't care how old I am or what experience I have in life. I'm sorry to say that I do, and you know why that is? Because I'm educated. Guess what? That's what happens when you're educated. You do know better than people who aren't. And I'm super sorry. Okay, you know what? This is the end of the level here. I'm just gonna jump right in here. I'm super sorry about having this episode kind of like, you know, that was a really short level, and it was really preachy. So you know what? I'm gonna cut it off here. And I'm just gonna say right now, by the way, next episode is the finale. Because this right here is Nasty Nork's abode already. Let's gather all these gems. We got that fresh, tasty 200 gems. So far, we have... Let me just recap since we got some time. We have... Okay, there's 12,000 treasure in the game. Pretty sure there's not 80. I think there might be more than 80 dragons. Even if there's not, it says there's an extra dragon here. So we have 11,500 out of 12,000 gems. All of the eggs, almost 80 dragons, one shy of 80, and the 80th dragon. I'll give you a little spoiler. It's in this mouth. It's in this dragon's mouth here. But if this is the final level with the final boss, then what's that green level? You know? Well, I guess you guys are gonna find. I already know. But you guys will find out next time. And you know what? The best part about that is, it's gonna be the last next time.